Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. A while back I had mentioned that I was going to do like a supreme review of all the items that I have in my repertoire, um, all my mobile devices. And I did those videos, but for some reason they just didn't translate over from my phone to the computer, and it just didn't work out, blah, 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 you don't care. So today I'm just going to do a really short review. I'm going to do them individually. I'm going to do a really short review because I haven't done yet of the iPad Pro 10.5. Now, there's a lot of reviews on YouTube. I don't know, 100,000, 200,000. Some of them, this is the supreme artist review of the iPad Pro 10-12 inch. This is the only one that you ever need to watch because this will determine whether or not you're going to buy the device. And I want you to click it and all that other crap. So I'm gonna do my own review and see what you guys think. See if you like it. Anyway, let's get to it. Okay, I'm not gonna get too in depth with this because you guys have probably seen a billion reviews in the iPad Pro 12 point blah 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 inch, and here's the 10 point blah 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 inch. I had a client purchase this for me a while back because I had mentioned that I really wanted one, and I'd done some work for him, and he, lo and behold, bought it for me. So props to that client. You know who you are. I'm not going to mention you for fear that people will be knocking down your door to give them iPads. Anyway, so 10.5 inch iPad Pro. It's got the fingerprint sensor, which is really nice. I'm not sure of all the ins and outs of the technical crap that is involved with explaining what this machine is capable of. It's got a lightning bolt processor with hamster capability, and Thor's hammer resides inside, and I don't really care. What I really care about is whenever I use a device, I don't want it to inhibit my creativity. Yeah. Inhibit creativity. What does that mean? So basically, what inhibiting creativity means is the device going to get in the way of me creating art? Is it going to be something that I'm constantly having to fight with? Because if it is, then I'm not going to use it. And that's the reality of it. I have a lot of devices, and I know you guys too. You guys, there's so much opportunity for really powerful machines out there. But, being asked, is this the one-all device that will solve all my artistic woes and make me a professional? The answer to that question is there is no device that is going to do that. At the end of the day, one of the things that I recognized as I went through this process of finding this machine that inhibited me the least was one of the things that I'm always trying to get back to is that feeling of drawing on paper. And then I got to thinking, I'm like, why do I need a device to replace that? Why don't I just draw on paper? Why don't I just, paint? Why don't I just do all that? Well, in the wonderful world of digital illustration, especially if you're a professional, you have to have the ability to modify the end result. You have to be able to work in layers. You have to be able to move things around. And if you're working traditionally, you can't really do that. So it's kind of a trade-off. You're putting an in-between between yourself and the creative side of the equation. The in-between is the device. It's basically there to slow you down, to inhibit your creativity, and that sucks. I'm constantly working to strive to be better and all that other stuff, but really what I want to do is get back to that feeling of drawing on paper, painting on canvas, and doing watercolor, and the computer is there as a tool. So, that being said, the iPad Pro 10.5, in my opinion, artistically speaking, is a very powerful machine, okay? I've had it now for 4 months, 3 months, about 4 months. I've had it for about 4 months. I've done a few professional level pieces, but primarily I've used it as a sketching device. Sketching. There's a lot of programs on the iPad Pro for this particular action. Sketchbook Pro, it's free. It's one of the great industry standards. There's Clip Studio Paint, which is fantastic. I love that program. I hear they're putting Photoshop on it. Yay, Photoshop! There's an Illustrator. I don't really know how to describe it. I don't know the name of it. I have to look it up. I have it. And then, of course, everybody's favorite, the program called Procreate. Procreate, to me, was kind of a weird program to begin with because it didn't. There's a learning curve, just like any other program. But if you guys use the Adobe products, you know your quick keys. There's a lot of similarities, and if you're on PC or Mac, you have to understand that the iPad is not a desktop computer, and it's also not a tablet. I don't want to say it's not a tablet computer because it obviously is. It's in a class of its own. It's really hard to describe what the iPad Pro is. I've had iPads before, and I used them to read books to my kids. I used them to play games. Occasionally watch a movie when I was traveling. That's about the extent of the iPad was for me. So whenever I got the iPad Pro, all of that I had already understood as what the iPad was still there. But then you added the capability of pressure sensitivity and drawing, which really was a different dynamic, especially coming from a Wacom background. Some of you guys have been in the Wacom background, Wacom space for years and years and years, and whenever you got the iPad, suddenly it was kind of like a game changer. You're like, oh, now I can do this and this, and the iPad is it's blah blah. I think the iPad Pro is a great device, and it's a very powerful device. One of the biggest downfalls that it has, and it hasn't gotten there yet, is the fact that it doesn't run pro-level apps. Now, I think that statement early on was okay to say because it was justified. But now, since you're running Clip Studio Paint, it's a full program. Now that you're running Sketchbook Pro, that's a full level program. And pretty soon you're going to be running a full version of Photoshop. Of course, it'll probably be on the latest iPad that you'll have to go out and buy, and it won't run on the older iPad, so screw you! Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. But the plain fact of the matter is, it's not a full PC, so don't expect it to be a full PC. It is not a laptop replacement. It is not a Wacom replacement. It's in a class of its own. So let's get to the machine itself. So you guys have seen this. This is, I gotta be honest with you, it's been commented time and time again, Apple's design is superb, blah, blah, blah. It's boring. It's boring, but it works. It's nice. It feels good in the hand. It's got a good weight to it. It doesn't weigh a lot. It's thin. The battery is fantastic. It lasts a really long time. It runs, it's very snappy. There's no lag. The touch sensitivity. One of the things that I didn't really like whenever I first got the iPad, and of course, the iPad Pencil. The iPad Pencil is great. It feels good. It's got nice weight to it. You guys see that I put a sleeve on mine. Sleeve. So got this from eBay. It costs like $5. It works great. Because I didn't particularly like the slickness of this, and I was constantly fly out of my hand, go flying across the room, and so now I've got a little grip-a-do on it, just similar to my Wacom stylus. Just to give you a side-by-side comparison, I have my Wacom stylus right here. Here's the Wacom stylus. I'm gonna try to do this on my leg. Here we go. Here's the Wacom stylus. Here's the iPad Pencil. There we go. So you can see the Wacom stylus is quite larger, and what's nice about the Wacom stylus is it feels perfect. This is a perfect balance in weight, in placement of your hand, in size, or at least it is for me. whenever I got the iPad pencil, to me it was a little small. And I know that's it's really long too. It's like a length of a pencil. But what I like about it is its weight. It's got nice weight to it. So that's really cool. It's got a hard nib, which I don't particularly like. And I didn't like it at the beginning because the surface of the iPad was extremely slick. And for you guys who own this, know this. So what I did is I got one of these handy dandy paper. Isn't that funny? I'm gonna get my iPad to feel like paper, even though I can draw on paper at any time. So I got one of these, see, it's got a texture to it now. And this was a game changer. I really thought that I wasn't gonna really care, but it gives you just, if you can listen. Okay. It's got just enough tactile feel to make it feel like I'm drawing on etched glass. I mean, it doesn't feel like paper. Let's be real. It feels like etched glass. So that being said, it's a pleasant drawing experience. So let me see here. Okay, so this is a piece that I've been working on for, I don't know, 6 hours, not 6 hours, probably maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So I decided to draw Bigfoot, but I'm going to do depth of field with him. And this is Procreate. And for you guys that know Procreate, know that it's a great program. And it's not fantastic. So I'm going to draw on this. And there's no lag at all. You really have to tune your brushes. And what does that mean, Mike? It means that you have to tune the way that you interface with the machine. You know, you have to, with your pressure sensitivity, I can press really hard. Let me go back here. Big old blotch on my drawing. So you basically have to feel, you have to customize it. You have to custom tune your iPad. And it's great because, if you zoom in, it's got really good resolution and it makes it look like a drawing. Yeah, Bigfoot's holding a giant hoagie. Yeah, I'm doing a really fun design for myself. I'm going to possibly print these up on shirts. So I like the iPad pencil, and like I said, you have to tune it. It has to be, you have to feel it out. I'm not going to get into the drawing, but I just want to let you guys know, or show you guys, this is the drawing that I'm working on the iPad Pro. And I'm going to do the entire thing on the iPad Pro. In Procreate, it's got this really great feature for time-lapse. And I wish that some of the other programs that I had on my desktop had that feature. I have to go in and do a different program to be able to record the screen. It doesn't seem very big. Well, actually, if I do this, it's a good drawing surface. It's a good drawing size. It's good to sketch. It's a powerful tool. And that's all it really is at the end of the day. It's a tool. I'm sure the next iPad that comes out will be much better and much faster. And I know a lot of people, professional artists, that use the iPad on a daily basis to do professional level work. And that's all fine and good. And I guess it depends on the way you work, maybe. I found the iPad, even though I'd used the iPad before, it took me a while to really tune the brushes in to get it to where I actually enjoy drawing on it. I still haven't landed in that area of where I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use the iPad every single day for my professional work. Because here's the really big problem that I saw with the iPad is being able to get your files in between programs. I didn't really know how to do that. I had to look it up on YouTube to be able to do it. But there is a way. You can save the files to your Dropbox drive or to your Google Drive in the cloud, and be able to pull it, from other programs. Like if I wanted to export this Bigfoot file and I wanted to put it into another program on the iPad, there's a way of doing that. It's not seamless. There's not a desktop feature that I can go and put files into. There might be. I really don't. I can't say that there isn't. But the frustration that I had was I'm so used to one way that learning the other way, being in the industry for a while, I just wish that it worked a little bit better. And maybe, and I still haven't figured out the picture-in-picture thing. I still haven't figured out the split screen. And honestly, there's not a lot of real estate to be able to do that. Um, and I'm sure some tech-savvy people are laughing right now, and some of you guys are like, "You moron!" But the reality is Apple stuff is just supposed to work, and whenever I got to go and look somewhere on YouTube to find out how to do something, it's not intuitive. It's inhibiting my workflow. It's stopping me from creating. Um, whenever I have to go and I have to do something on my PCs that I have and on my Mac, there's kind of like that way you do things. You have files, you can save them into a folder. You look in the folder, you can install fonts. I still haven't seen if I could install fonts on the iPad. I like doing custom brushes, installing custom brushes from different places. I still don't know if I can install custom brushes into my programs, like Sketchbook Pro, because I had quite a few custom brushes that I've purchased and created, for that matter. So I don't know. I don't want to discourage you guys from getting the iPad Pro, but if you're an industry professional and you're looking to really expand and use the iPad as a tool in your business, you're going to have some challenges making it work for you. Especially if you're used to the Macintosh or the PC environment in Windows. It's the Mac OS on the iPad has some things to be worked out. Is it good? Sure. Is it $1,000 good? Ooh, I don't think so. $1,000. I don't think so. Because that's what this thing costs new. And then they don't include the Apple Pencil, and that sucks. I hear that they're going to possibly do Apple Pencil support for the next phone to come, to really compete with the Note 8. I don't sketch on phones, dude. I know some of you guys do, and that's fine for you. But for me, I got to have bigger real estate. I got to have certain things, and that's just a big stumbling block for me. The iPad Pro, even though it's a good machine, right now, I think it still needs a few more things. For some of you guys, the iPad Pro is the catch-all. It's the catch-all traveling device, and you love it. But it's not for me in terms of a catch-all. Now, am I going to do some fun stuff on it? Yeah. Am I going to do some sketches on it? Heck yeah. Am I going to do some pro-level stuff on it? Yeah. As it develops, as it becomes stronger, I become stronger. See, maybe I'm the one inhibiting my creativity because I don't know how to use the device to its maximum capability. Put me in a PC environment, I'll do whatever I need to do. Put me in a Mac environment. Again, I've been working on Macintosh for close to 20 years, but put me in this iPad environment learning, Procreate and some of those other programs. It does take time. So if you do buy this device, which some of you already have it and some of you do use it, if you buy it, just understand that it is not a desktop PC or Macintosh or Apple product. It is not a quote unquote, I hesitate to say pro level machine because a lot of you guys are using it that way. It's got some stumbling blocks. So just understand that, if you've got a 25 layer, 75 layer Photoshop file, are you going to open it up on the iPad? I'm sure some of you guys have. I haven't. Opening a 1.5 gig file on the iPad. I don't know. I could probably try it. I'm anxious to see how Photoshop runs on it. I think what I might do just for giggles is to pair a Apple keyboard with it and really put it through its paces. See, some of the quick keys are there. Because, I use the quick keys and I know some of you guys do as well. So running out of time here. We're coming up to the 15, 16 minutes level time limit here. But I just wanted to give you guys an overview of what I thought of the iPad Pro. I'm going to be going in and doing some other reviews, some other products that I have. And I've already done reviews on this channel. But I just wanted to give a more in-depth view of what I thought as an artist and illustrator. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I'm going to try to do a drawing later on in the week. Today, I believe, is Tuesday, so hopefully we'll get one by Friday. I've just been really busy. and I'm gonna do kind of also like an art talk and give you guys some insight into the business and what it takes to climb that ladder and be an independent, or if you're in a studio, how to not manipulate, because that's a horrible word, how to navigate how to navigate the corporate environment to be able to excel and without destroying somebody else's career, because I know that in the corporate environment a lot of times it's cutthroat, and some people are out there only for themselves. So anyway, thank you guys. Like and subscribe. Click that notification bell if you want to know whenever new videos come out. And I'm most appreciative of you guys watching, and we'll definitely see you soon. Thank you guys.